Hello, I am Mindfiend and welcome to episode 24 of my Let's Play. It's been requested that I do a bit of a world tour just to show you where everything is and what I've been up to, so I'll quickly do that. Just before I do, I want to show you two little things that happened between episodes with Enderman, and then I'll see you in a moment. Yay! 4. Nice. Hey! That Enderman's stolen my cactus. Gosh darn it. I don't think he'll be round there when I go around, but let's try it. Stolen my cactus. The thief. Well, I knew they could pick up all sorts of blocks, but I didn't think they'd pick up cactus. Yeah, I can get in from here. Look! He just picked it up and broke it. Come here, you. Well, at least they've got into the water, so they'll get through down at the bottom. Fancy. Just turning up and pinching cactus. Didn't know they could do that. Darn it. Welcome back. Nice set of ender pearls, that wasn't it? Okay. Right, this is my home. This is this seed I call Witch Falls. And this is the little house I've built in here. This is the upstairs. I've got my valuables chest here. You'll notice I've actually got more diamonds than I've got iron. I've got overflowing with lapis. But we've got some nice enchanted items, a couple of name tags from fishing, and some books. But what I want to start with is, I'll say, like, this is the home. There is my original wooden pickaxe from when I started the world. I keep trophies. This trophy here is from my first trip into the Nether, where the pigman went ballistic because a blaze tricked me into hitting a pigman, and I had to fight my way out of the Nether, which was quite dramatic. And that's the sword from the pigman war. We also have here the first zombie in diamond armor, because as you know, the local difficulty of the world increases the longer you spend in an area, and the higher it gets, the more chances you have of mobs spawning with armor on. And now I've been getting mobs even with enchanted diamond armor on. I keep my redstone in the chest up here. This redstone was all got by mining, but from now on soon I won't need to go mining for it because of this device over here, which I'll show you later. This is a lovely design for a house. It was done by John Lee, and he gave me a tutorial on how to build it. Very pretty little thing it is, a little table, and here's my oven with its cowl and chimney to take away the smoke. But I'm going to start by, I'll show you the mine first. Yeah, okay, let's show you the mine. Well, before I go to the mine, we'll go here, we'll call here. This is my boat dock. Now, it's a case of you come in on the boat, you land here, you get out of your boat. When you want to go, you just press the button, the water gives a pulse and washes you out at a very fast speed. However, unfortunately, the game is still in the bug is still in the game, where when you land on a boat on dry land, there is a chance that you will take a vast amount of fall damage. And I came in once, landed here and died instantly. So I don't use it as a boat dock now, but what I do use it for is a lovely fishing spot. It's great to come and fish here, look out there and fish, and particularly in the rain, means I get a lot of fish. We'll go down here next. I'll show you the drop shaft. This is the drop shaft down to the mining layer. I just fall in, come down here. I have a small room here with an auto smelter. All this works is you put what you want to smelt up here in the top, and it filters it down into the furnace. You've got your fuel in the side that goes in and keeps it going, and then eventually it puts it out into a chest below. I use that sometimes if I'm mining out lots of cobble and I want it to turn into smooth stone brick. There's my pickaxe dispenser for when I come into the mine. This is the main mine. It will have minecart track in it eventually to take what I mine away and store it, but for the time being it's all manual. I dig passages, branches from it. I'm a branch miner, and I take 21 torches and I put a torch every 10 blocks as I'm going, so when I get to the end of my torches I know I've gone over 200 blocks and I can come back, and then I start the next one. Now I've done quite a lot of them, but all the way down here is the entrance to the abandoned mine shaft. I've got an abandoned mine shaft beneath my land, and I come in here, light it up and get a bit of resources and then chicken out and come back again for a while. But I've got a lot to do in there yet, so the place isn't producing mobs at its maximum. It can it will get just more and more efficient the more I light up things. So let's take a minecart back up to the top. I like this ride now. It was a bit annoying when I had to just jump up all these steps, but once I could afford to put minecart track in, I did do. Eventually it will have an auto unloader up here or a little station, but for now it's just manual. I just break the cart, take it back to the drop shaft, throw it down, and in it goes. One of the first things I found in this Witchfall seed was a spider dungeon, and that is just outside my perimeter length. It's down this passageway here. I could hear them when I was crossing the swamp. I could hear the spiders, so I dug down, found myself a spider dungeon, and I've done a little bit of converting because I needed string for tripwires and everything for the for the farm, the witch farm I've built. So I had to make it operable, but it still needs work. Most places do it. I'm only a little way into this world. I consider myself barely into the world, to be honest. And I've just got the basics now. Of course this needs finishing off and making a nice stop here, but as you can see, this is the spider dungeon. Just AFK in here. Well, actually you can't AFK in here unless you block yourself in, because I seem to get an awful lot of spider jockeys appearing, far more than ever used to. I've even seen a spider jockey on an invisible spider, so they were both invisible until the spider died. But sometimes the skeletons, when the spider dies, do slip through and wander around, so it's not really safe yet, and there are better ways I could do this. I could have a double row of cactus, and then just have the water flow just right to push everything into any cactus. But at the moment I've got the water flow steering spiders away from the walls, so the water doesn't flow quite to every hopper. But it's more important to keep the spiders away from the walls so they don't climb the walls. Now let's head back and I'll show you my temporary storage. The whole point of this world is I'm going to have minecarts, so I won't have to run this way. And I've decided one use for diorite, which I think is horrible. I don't like the diorite texture. One use for it is to signify a minecart track. I can put the minecarts on top of a block of diorite, and if ever I'm digging around and I find polished diorite, I'll think, oh well, that's obviously a minecart track, so I'll be careful. And I do the same with any redstone. I put it on top of yellow clay, so if I'm digging around I know that that has got redstone on top of it. Just like a little bit of a signifier to show me. Now of course I've had to have temporary storage at the moment. This is not my storerooms, these are just temporary. They will get moved. But I've had to do a fair bit of digging on this world, and I'll show you why later. As you can see, I am already wealthy when it comes to cobblestone. Even dirt I'm quite wealthy with at the moment. All the other stuff that I get, or the other types of blocks, I put in here. I put in this random block storage. I've got lots of different things in here. Obsidian I've got quite a bit of because my lower mine shafts go through lava, and I don't have a problem with that. I can quite happily dig through obsidian just because I want the obsidian anyway. I know it slows the mining process down, but obsidian is nice to have. There is an ice spikes biome on this world, about 2,000 blocks away, and I've taken a trip out there and collected ice, packed ice or compressed ice. Here is my slime blocks. Now I've dug out the slime farm, as you'll see later, and from while I was digging, this is the amount of slime I got. It was producing at a ridiculous rate. I'm already into a second chest of it. Across the hall here we have another temporary storage, and this storage is for the witch farm products, which I'm getting a fair amount of arrows and bones from. I shouldn't be getting this amount of mobs into the witch farm. I should just be getting as many witches as possible with just a few mobs. But I've done something a little bit wrong, or I think my steps are in the wrong place, which allows mobs to spawn in there. But at the moment I'm quite happy for that. I enjoy it. It's nice. I'm getting arrows. Always wonderful to have. I do have a skelly spawner on here, but I've not converted it yet. Got sticks, which I'm using quite a lot of, gunpowder, all sorts of things, spider eyes, sugar, even bottles, getting loads of bottles. So this is all just temporary storage. A storage room may be one of my next projects, hopefully, but we'll see. I still have to decide what I'm doing where yet. But as you can see, I'm carrying some actually we'll go out at night because I want you to see it at night. Just go over along here. I'll show you everything around here first. I just want to show you this building at night because it looks beautiful. The MFC tower there. Doesn't she look nice? It was my first attempt at building anything pretty, and I don't think I got pretty, but I got interesting. And it does remind me kind of steampunkish in a way, that with the very tall angled roof and the tower on the top. And that's the next thing I'm going to show you, so let's come along. And I don't need to turn it day to show you inside. Well, I will do, because then we can show you the lands from the top. So let's just turn it day. And it's a wonderful seed. This I've settled here because it has two witch huts within range of each other. Now, one I've converted into a witch farm, the other I haven't yet, because they're incredibly expensive on resources. But this is the Mindfiend fried chicken tower, and what it does is it's an auto chicken cooker, but it doesn't just automatically cook the chicken. It breeds the chicken, it hatches, well, it collects eggs, it hatches the eggs, it grows the chicken, it cooks the chicken, it puts everything away in a chest for me. So all I do is I come here, and if I want feathers, I take feathers. It's already signifying that the dropper and 3 hoppers behind it are full, and it's beginning to fill up a double chest, which you can see here. And it's already nearly filled that one up, and when it does, it will go up to the next one. The next light will come on. And the same here for cooked chicken. Whenever I want cooked chicken, I just take half a stack out, and it refills everything because it's the same. It's got it all filled up here to a chest. I'll take you up and show you the workings of everything. Quite a complex little tower, this. Oops, this way. We'll go right to the top first of all. We'll go right up and have a look out at the top while it's daylight, just to make sure. So we've got a long climb up some stairs, spiral staircase. Let's go. Lovely tower. A lot of work to build. Not very successful in being pretty, but I do like it because it's interesting, and I think at night it does look beautiful. As you can see, it's a long way up to this lookout platform up here, where you can look out over my world, or over my perimeter. And I am doing a perimeter system, like from that house there, 128 blocks that way, 128 blocks that way, and to either side. So I'm going to you know, light up and live in this area, so eventually all the mob spawning will be focused to where I want it to be. I have dug out this quadrant of the perimeter so that all this land has been removed here, and I will gradually do the same with all the quadrants, taking out what the bit of the mesa there that's in the way. And you can see from this side, you can see the lands over this side as well. The spider farm is just out of sight over there. Now let's go down and I'll show you how this works with the chicken. It's quite simple really, and you could do it in a much smaller way. I deliberately decided to build a Rube Goldberg-esque device. I didn't want the smallest, I didn't want the most efficient, I wanted something a bit complex and a bit fun really. And like I say, a Rube Goldberg thing. So here are my seed chickens, and they lay eggs, and they're picked up by hoppers underneath. These hoppers underneath bring all the eggs along, and they go down here into a dispenser and begin to fill up until everywhere is full. Ooh, that's nearly full there. As soon as it gets full, then the eggs will no longer go down, so they'll pass along this conveyor belt to a dropper here. The dropper will realise there's an egg inside it and drop it out onto that pressure plate. That pressure plate starts a hopper clock going, that hopper clock, which then provides pulses for the dispenser. The dispenser then fires the chicken eggs out into the iron grill, which will hatch out the eggs, and the chicks fall down and all get washed together and drop down into this little chute here. We're really close to it actually. I think I'll put a cut in and wait until it's just about to fire for you. There we go. Those eggs are in. And it spits out the egg. And now it's beginning to fire it out and grow chicks. Let's go down a little bit. As you can see, the chicks are there. They're getting washed down. They will walk off that. They'll sit there for a bit, but then they'll walk off. I've got the sound turned right down. And here they go. They get washed down. And then they all sit on top of this hopper here. This is the chick growth chamber. They sit there until they all grow up. As soon as they grow up, one of them will lay eggs after about 5 minutes. The egg then is detected in the same way. Egg goes into the hopper. That says there's an egg in here, so it puts it out onto a pressure plate. That pressure plate pulls back the glass wall that's just in front of these chicks, letting them into this passage. At the same time releasing water which washes them down this passage. It pushes them along to here and drops them down to the flames. The flames will then set the chick on fire. If I can come through. They'll set the chick on fire. Not the chick, the hen, the chicken on fire, and it will run off the flames. They all run off. They don't sit there. They run off. So then they're on fire on these hoppers and they die. The hopper then picks them up and sorts them out automatically into their own chest. So we've got cooked chicken in one, feathers in another. And that's the MFC tower. Like I say, it was an attempt at building a beautiful building. Didn't really succeed in that, but built an interesting one. Now how long I've got left? Not night time yet. So the next thing I'll show you is my temporary tree farm. This is where I get all my wood and fuel from. Dark oak, always use dark oak. Dark oak grows so quickly. They provide a massive amount of wood. You get apples from the trees. I can't cut down these before other ones are growing if I replant them as I'm cutting them down. And then I take the wood and I bring them over to here, which is an auto charcoal factory. You put the logs in the top here. Just put a couple in to show you. And they get pulled down into the furnace and cooked with charcoal. They turn into charcoal and they're taken out from the furnace, pulled round, pushed up and put into this chest where the charcoal is stored. If this furnace needs any fuel, it uses up a piece of fuel, another piece of charcoal is dropped down into place. So it fuels itself with what it's making. Any excess I can use, and I keep on using, I use for torches and everything. I don't use coal for torches. Also here on this land we have the fast grass sheep pen. I needed a lot of wool for carpeting and for different things, and I come in here and I shear my sheep, run around shear my sheep. They eat the grass to regrow. Now this is quite a complex little thing really. It looks simple, but it's exploiting the grass spreading mechanic to its extreme. As you saw, it grows back very quickly, the grass here. The roof is grass. The grass, see, that's already gone again. Go away, sheep. The grass here, the walls have got grass on that's protected by the glass. And under these walls there's another layer of grass. So 1, 2, 3, 4 areas full of grass and all around it. So the grass will respread as quickly as it possibly can do. Even with all these sheep in here, they cannot eat this dry, bare. They can't keep up with how quickly the grass will spread. So it's a really good design of pen for lots and lots of sheep. I could put twice as many sheep in there and they still wouldn't be able to denude it of grass entirely. Now down here this is very rough because I really do intend to make it into a much better place at the moment, so it's just a very temporary form at the moment. Is a village. Whoa, the door's gone. I better logged out with a zombie in there and it glitched through. I've got some zombies in here now to show you. This is the zombie spawner through there. When I turn, I'll put the light back on because some might have dropped in while I came in. But when the light's off, they're dropping around. I can show you. Hey zombies, they'll free themselves in a minute. They drop down into the water there. They come along. They'll bounce each other here, and then they will go through. And you're just blocked up like that on purpose, aren't you? Just to humiliate me. But they do fit through eventually. You will fit through. They don't know. If there's one's pushing from the back, they'll go through even quicker. It's not a problem. Yeah, they're taking the door off there too. So there have been zombies in here. That's my fault for logging out with them in there with the glass, because they do pass through glass sometimes. And yes, there was zombies in here, and that's what's happened. There were zombies in here, and they've passed through the slabs. There's a bug in the game at the moment about slabs. The game can't quite tell when a mob's changing elevation, or trying to change elevation, where it should be, and that's how you sometimes get them sinking into the ground. Mobs that sink into the ground and sink through, and it's also how they pass through half slabs. Yeah, I forgot about that. That's why these cells haven't reset, because there was zombies in there and they've just got out and then despawned. So let me reset those. If you've got a mob in there, they come along, they get fed through, they drop through, they create a water current there, so the next one goes along, drops through into its cell and along till eventually they get to the end there, and then I just kill them for XP for the moment. This was to get villagers, to purify the zombies into villagers. When I get zombie villagers, if I get a zombie in here and he's not a zombie villager, I just kill him. I roast him. Click that. He roasts and the water flow resets. He will die. The next zombie along will drop in there, the tripwire will trigger the water, and they will move on to the next one. If I have a zombie villager in here, I purify him by splash potion and then a golden apple, and then I rescue him, and I press that button and he drops down into a water channel that goes off to my villager trading centre. Otherwise I just kill these guys, get the XP, come in here and do some enchanting. Now we'll go up. The main reason I was doing that was because I wanted villagers to trade with, but I also wanted farmer villagers. And I wanted farmer villagers for the conscript farm. Now the conscript farm is where I press them into working for me. I conscript them into being sort of like volunteers, and this is it. Now it's designed for potatoes and carrots. A layer of potatoes, a layer of carrots. I'll just go in and show you. You come in here, it's got dispensers with water in the corners. The conscript will plant his potatoes or his carrots and they will grow, and then every 50 minutes or so this water will flush out all the seeds into the middle and collect it all, and then the farmer will then replant, grow. I'm growing wheat in here at the moment because I've been breeding cows. I wanted cows rather than the wheat because I've got plenty of carrots and potatoes, so I changed it over to just wheat because I don't have the farmers at the moment. I got one farmer and I decided to test him with wheat. I know he won't work with wheat. I'm sure he doesn't. I need a different style of farm for him. But there he is, and he plants. When he registers it's harvestable, he picks it up, puts down some new seed. He doesn't work in this style of farm. I didn't think it would, but I wanted to test it just to be sure. He will have to go into a different style of farm for a wheat farm. But that's basically what they would be doing with carrots and potatoes, and it would work fine. That's my conscript. Now, we'll just turn it day again. Actually, we'll just look out the back of here before we do turn it day. Let's go and have a look out the back. Here is the village of Trading Temple. All nicely illuminated with glowstone in the windows and glowstone around the trading villager. Let's turn it day again. I'll take you over and show you that. This was a really big build. A lot of time and effort went into this. Again, I was trying to build something pretty. Didn't work. But, well, it did in part. It did in part. Interior, looking upwards, I adore. And the whole point of this is supposed to be like a religious temple for trading. Because villagers seem to worship the emerald, and here is the big bell made of gold that F.G. Fielding asked for. Bell made of gold, all one word. It's like a Japanese style Buddhist bell where they ring it with a swinging log to call the faithful to prayer, etc. Here it's to signify trading starts. So we go through the double emerald piston doors and into the trading temple. Now the one thing in here that I absolutely love is this. Look at that. Look at it from here. I'm really proud of that. It's not much, but for me that's beautiful. I've got a big emerald stained glass window there, like to signify an emerald. And then the windows themselves are done in purple stained glass. Because like here, like I've got an emerald in purple here. Purple is the religious colour of the villagers because the clerics wear purple. So they seem to worship the emerald, and purple's the holy colour, so it just felt right to give them that sort of colour scheme. The villagers from the zombie farm will come along, get swept along to here, all underground in a very long tunnel. And then they swim up and they come along, and much like there's a zombie purifier, they drop into their own little cell, and then that sets the water off for the next one, and they drop in, and then I can just come here and trade with them. I've got plenty of leather for trading to get emeralds. We've got the mayor here. He escaped again thanks to his half slab bug. Mayor Houdini, that's why he's called Houdini, because he escaped when I first put him in. But if we go around the back, you can see all the complex redstone to make the cells, to know when they've got villagers in. The villagers get come swimming up here, all the way up and in. Now I've got lots of leather workers. I've got 1, 2, 3, at least 4 in there, maybe 5. And I get my leather from a very temporary cow farm. I've just been breeding like mad. I breed the cows in this pit, and then as soon as I've bred them, I cull them, so that it gives the babies time to grow. I cull them with a looting 3 sword, get all the leather from them, and then go and trade. Now, let's see what's next. There are 2 things left to show you. Now these 2 things involve ridiculous amounts of work. First of all, I'll show you the witch farm. I've got the 2 witch huts. You can see one there that's marked out for the 3 layers, and this one that's been converted into the proper farm by designed by JL2579, I think his name is. This was a terrible grind to build. The amount of mining I had to do to get all the iron, because it uses lots and lots of cauldrons. It's a very, very clever design. Now I've done something slightly wrong, because you're not supposed to get normal mobs spawning in it in the same a big degree. You'll get a few, but not many. But I think if I'm right and I'm correct in my theory, it's these steps here that are causing the problem, because the game says, well, this is somewhere a mob can spawn, so then it checks within 15 blocks for somewhere that it can actually spawn, and inside there is dark enough so light level 0 in there even during the day, so it can spawn normal mobs in there. I think that's what's going on. Let's go down and have a look. They get dropped through shifting floors, and then they come down here and they meet the sudden death on the slabs above the hoppers here. Any that don't, any skeletons or zombies that have got feather falling boots on, meet my friends here, Bert and Ernie, and they'll take care of them. Are you okay in there? Now, I've got very temporary storage here. This filled up all the hoppers, so I've only recently emptied it out. So let's find out. It's not flickering away, so it's not full. So what have we got in? Oh, yep. See, we're getting loads and loads of witch drops, plus arrows, bones, and rotten flesh. So we're getting a steady supply of everything in there. Hoppers, the hoppers are full. The chest. So even though I've only recently emptied it, I've already got a double chest full of resources again. And this is what it's all about. It's about the free glowstone. See, I've got another stack of glowstone blocks there. I've got another stack of redstone blocks there. Gunpowder, enough to make a stack of TNT with. Oh, just... It was a terrible grind building this. Not the digging. The digging 30 odd layers of pit, it wasn't too bad. It was the iron. See, there went some skeletons. It was the iron that was the problem. But it was well worth it. I would advise anybody who's got a witch hut to do this. Now we're in 1.8.1, and in 1.8.1 they changed it so that witches would be able to get, you'd be able to get 3 floors of witches spawning from a witch hut. However, unfortunately, that's only active on newly spawned witch huts. So my 2 here won't do it. Sigh. Which might be why I get mobs. Perhaps all my mobs spawn on the top floor then. But that's okay. I'm quite happy to have all those extra iron and the rotten flesh for trading with the priest and everything. That's great. This I would recommend to anybody, because the amount of resources it gives you, and it will only get more and more productive over time. As I light up the abandoned mine shaft below, more and more mobs will be focused to spawn here, and it'll get faster and faster, which is hard to believe considering how it produces at the moment. But over time it will just get better and better now. And now finally onto the most recent build. This has taken well over a week's worth of work. Real life week's worth of digging and everything. Because everything you see in here, all the digging you see in here, I've had to dig myself. There was a ravine at the far end, but it stopped basically where this happened. And what I'd done was I wanted to get slime, and I'll just stop here and I'll explain. And to find a slime chunk, I didn't use a program, you know, an outside program or anything. I used an in-game method, and it's the method I normally do, in that I dug out a large flat area big enough for slime to spawn in, and then I divided up the chunks inside it into wooden corrals, and then I just waited, and any corral that slimed in I knew was a slime chunk. And I'll just show you, you can just about see over here, you can just see the edges of what I'd dug, and you can just see part of a wooden corral in there. So if a slime spawned in there, it was trapped inside the wooden corral, so I knew that chunk was a slime chunk. There you go, there's a test pilot coming down to show me this working, and this is the slime farm. Everything here I have dug by hand. It's not finished. It's not finished. I've only got the one layer in at the moment. There'll be at least another 2 there before I put the cap on and put the redstone in the cap to shut down the top pad as well. Let's go down. Let me go down here and show you from here. Basically, I found out that I had 3 chunks in a row of slime spawning chunks. So I've transformed it now so slime can spawn on this pad and this pad. Slime aren't affected by light levels, so they can spawn in the brightest of lights, whereas other mobs can't, so I keep it very brightly lit. Let's go down. As you can see, all my glowstone, because I've got infinite glowstone now, I can afford to just put in layer and layer of glowstone. So I come down here. The slimes will jump around, changing direction as they want, but eventually they jump off the edges. They can fit down the edges, they land in the water. They can fight the water, they can swim against the current for a bit, but eventually they all change their mind and get washed down into a row of cactus. This grinds them up and breaks them down, and then there are hoppers underneath the water here which will catch the drops quicker than the cactus can destroy them. So it all gets fed through to here, and let's have a look now. I've not looked since we... Oh, here comes another slime. I've not looked since I set it all going, which wasn't long ago at all really. So we'll just see. Right, thank you. Perfect time, guys. Well done. That's it. Thank you. Just turn and fight, just for the last moment. Yeah, but they eventually get pushed into the cactus, like here, as you can see, and they will get ground up. Big ones have got a lot of health, so it takes a while. They get drowned into the little ones, which don't seem to be able to fight as well. They die, then the little ones die, and that's nice of you both to show it working. Thank you very much. Then all the slime balls come to here for the time being. Oh, and already see I've already got nearly 2 rows of stacks of slime balls. And any slime that gets fed along, and see it's filling up again there by itself. This is the slime tank. Now to watch the slime tank, I dug out all this, the amphitheatre, because I thought, well, I can come up here and I can AFK here, and I'm further enough away so that it will spawn, and it's nice, and I get a nice view from the side here. I wanted to be able to view it, but I couldn't when I had it, so I dug out all this area, and then it's nice to watch them. They do fight for a while, and then they get pushed down. I put glowstone along the edges under the water as well, just to light it all up. But that was an incredible amount of work, and so was all this. As you can see, I've lined it all with smooth stone bricks, so a lot of cobble has gone back into cooking into here. I'm going to change it. I'm going to put redstone lanterns in and things like that, but I've only just finished this. Now, the point of this is I didn't want this slime thing running all the time, because there will be at least 2 more pads, 3 thick pads there, and then the ceiling that blocks it all in. And I didn't want it running all the time because the slimes will use up the mob cap, and I might want them in my witch farm or in a mob farm. So I went the extra effort of building these 3 thick. Why have I built them 3 thick? So that I can put the deactivation mechanism inside, and it comes to here. I switch this switch, and water pours down, and that's why the pads are this sort of rhombus shape at the ends, and it comes down, and now no slime can spawn on there. They can spawn on the top one yet because of course the pad above it isn't built yet, so it won't deactivate this pad, but that's what will eventually be like, all like that. I can just set the slimes going again. I can just take that away, the water filters down, disappears, and it's ready again for slimes that want to spawn on there. So I hope you've enjoyed this. It's been a really hard work, really hard work, this slime farm, digging all this out, vast amounts of time, a whole week's worth of digging, but it's worth it. Now, thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate it. If you've enjoyed the video, please leave a comment. This is what I do it for, the comments. So I'll say thank you very much for watching. I've been Mindfiend. You guys, as always, have been wonderful. Bye for now.